This is the story of how I made a gift for my wife. Valentine's Day was coming fast, and I was racking my brain for a gift idea for my wife. And then it came to me. A long time ago, shortly after starting this channel, I made a video about making big buttons for decoration. A little while later, a viewer shared a great idea for making a button box using the button design for a lid. So that's what I'm going to do. Thanks, Kevin. I start by making the body of the box. For this project, I'm using reclaimed oak. After the blade angle on my table saw is set, the board is cut into 2 strips. Then the strips are cut into 8 3¼ inch pieces. These will form the sides of the box. Eight equally sized pieces with 22.5-degree beveled edges will form an octagon when glued and clamped together. It should be obvious that I am not an accomplished woodturner, as I have yet to make a stand for my lathe. Once the glue is dried on the octagon, I sand one side flat. And mount it on my chuck. At this point, I was reminded that dry oak is a challenging wood to turn. But I soldier on, the things we do for love. Here I'm cutting a recess for a panel that will form the bottom of the box. Once the bottom panel is cut to rough size, a block is glued to it to mount it in the chuck. While the glue dries, I get to work on the lid. This mounting plate is a little large for the piece. I'm using it because the spacing of the screw holes will help me with laying out the button holes later. This will be the bottom of the lid. I'm laying out and cutting a tenon that will rest inside the body of the box. With the tenon complete, I drill a shallow hole using a 7/8 inch Forstner bit. With a block of scrap wood in the chuck, I then turn a matching shallow peg using a 7/8 inch wrench as calipers. After it's removed from the mounting plate, I use a fast set glue to remount the lid on the peg. I give the glue time to set, and then I begin turning the lid into a button shape. When I'm satisfied with the shape, I cut the lid off of the block. Unfortunately, it's so out of focus, I lose my grip on it. Next, I flip the lid around again and clean up the bottom. I turn away a concave shape in the bottom of the lid that eliminates the mounting hole and peg. The button look of the lid is finished with 4 shallow holes, drilled at the drill press using a Forstner bit. Returning to the body of the box, I mount the bottom panel into the chuck and begin fitting it to the recess at the bottom of the box. I do this by turning away a little bit at a time, test fitting it, and then turning away a little bit more until it fits. Now that the bottom panel fits, I glue it in place using the lathe itself as a clamp. After the glue has had time to cure, I go about hollowing out the box. Turning and sanding the rim until the lid fits. After parting it off, I mount the box on a jam chuck and clean up the bottom. The body of the box is finished with an iron acetate solution, steel wool dissolved in vinegar. This reacts with the tannins in the oak to blacken it. After a few applications, it's pretty dark. So all I have to do is lacquer it and the lid, which I'm leaving natural. And I'm happy to report my wife was happy with her present this year. Thanks for watching.